Have you heard the term tokenization being discussed a lot lately?
Enormous amount of energy, which then transforms the energy through this new machine called GPU supercomputers to generate numbers. These numbers are called tokens. The language, if you will, the computational unit, the vocabulary of artificial intelligence. You can tokenize almost anything. You can tokenize, of course, the English word. You can tokenize images. That's the reason why you're able to recognize images or generate images. Tokenize video, tokenize 3D structures. You can tokenize chemicals and proteins and genes. You can tokenize cells. Tokenize almost anything with structure, anything with information content. Once you can tokenize it, AI can learn that language and the meaning of it. Once it learns the meaning of that language, it can translate, it can respond just like you interact with ChatGPT, and it could generate just as ChatGPT can generate. So all of the fundamental things that you see ChatGPT do, all you have to do is imagine, what if it was a protein? What if it was a chemical? What if it was a 3D structure like a factory? What if it was a robot? And the token was understanding behavior and tokenizing motion and action. All of those concepts are basically the same, which is the reason why AI is making such extraordinary progress.
You've likely encountered this word in two seemingly separate universes, AI and cryptocurrency. But what if I told you they share a deep common ancestor and that their combination is reshaping our economy? Our story starts with the token empire, built on the clouds that power AI and the chains that power crypto. We're seeing two massive forces in technology and finance that are changing everything. Both trace back to the single, ancient concept of a token. The word token isn't new. It comes from an Old English word, token, meaning a sign or symbol. A king's ring was a token of authority. A skull and crossbones, a token of poison. It's a physical object representing an intangible idea. In our digital age, this concept has been supercharged into two forms: the AI token and the crypto token. Different roles, same DNA. Both encode and move value. Let's start with AI tokens, which are the basic units of computational intelligence. Simply put, they are the smallest units of information the AI can understand. For text, it could be a whole word, a part of a word, or even just a single character. For an image, an AI token is a small patch of pixels. For audio, it's a tiny snippet of sound. This is crucial because everything in the AI world, from how much an API call costs, to the limits of what a model can process, to its pricing, is measured in these tokens. They are the fundamental building blocks of digital intelligence.
So how does generative AI use tokenization? It breaks down into a four-step process. First, there's decomposition. The AI takes complex data and breaks it down into those simple atomic tokens. Second, vectorization. This is where the magic happens. Each token is converted into a string of numbers called a vector or an embedding. This vector mathematically represents the token's meaning and its relationship to other tokens. The AI doesn't see the word apple. It sees a specific set of coordinates in a massive virtual space of meaning. Third, model training. The AI learns the patterns and relationships between billions of these token vectors. And finally, output generation. When you give it a prompt, the trained model predicts the most likely sequence of new tokens and then translates them back into words, images, or sounds that we can understand. It's a pipeline from human language to math and back again.
Now let's switch to crypto tokens, which are best understood as digital instruments of value. You've probably heard of Bitcoin and Ether. Those are technically coins because they operate on their own independent blockchain. Tokens, on the other hand, are built on top of existing blockchains, like Ethereum. The key difference here is programmability. A crypto token isn't just digital money, it's a piece of programmable code that can represent ownership of almost anything. A share in a company, the right to access a service, or even the deed to a physical house. They're instruments of digital value.
Blockchain asset tokenization follows a similar four-step process. First, asset verification. You take an asset, say a valuable painting, and you legally verify its value and who owns it. Second, you create a smart contract. All the rules and rights of owning that painting, like what percentage of it you own, are coded into a self-executing contract on the blockchain. Third, token issuance or minting. The smart contract then creates digital tokens. For our painting, maybe 1,000 tokens are created, each representing a 0.1% share of the artwork. Finally, distribution and trading. These tokens are given to the owners and can then be bought and sold on digital exchanges, just like stocks. You are now trading digital shares of a real-world asset.
The workflows of AI and blockchain tokenization are strikingly similar. First, deconstruction. AI breaks down complex data. Blockchain breaks down asset ownership. Second, digitization. AI converts data into mathematical vectors. Blockchain converts ownership rules into smart contracts. Third, creation. AI uses vectors to train a model. Blockchain uses smart contracts to mint tokens. And finally, distribution. AI generates new content. Blockchain enables global trading of assets.
This brings us to the core idea, synthesis. This is where creation meets capitalization. The parallel evolution of these two types of tokens is not just a linguistic coincidence, it's a powerful technological and economic synthesis. Think of it this way. AI tokens are the engines of creation. They are used to generate new intangible value, new ideas, amazing art, groundbreaking code, scientific discoveries. Crypto tokens are the engines of capitalization. They provide the mechanism to capture that value, to prove who owns it, and to trade it on a global open market. One creates the value, the other financializes it.
So what does this pipeline look like in practice? Imagine you want to use a powerful AI service. You might use a crypto token, like the stablecoin USDT, to buy 1 million AI service tokens. The AI system then thinks, using AI tokens, to produce something valuable, like a piece of software. That new intangible asset you just created can then be represented by a crypto token, which proves you own it and gives it a price on the open market. It creates this seamless pipeline, linking the creation of digital assets directly to their financialization in trading. These two revolutionary technologies share one ancient concept, and together they are building a new economy where ideas and intangible value can be generated and capitalized more efficiently than ever before.
The significance of this becomes clear when we look back. For the last half-century, America's global power has been fundamentally underwritten by the petrodollar system. This story begins in the 1970s with a pivotal agreement with Saudi Arabia. The deal was simple but brilliant. The world's most vital commodity, oil, would be priced and traded almost exclusively in US dollars. This meant that any country wanting to buy oil first had to buy dollars, creating a constant structural demand for American currency.
This constant global demand for dollars gave the US an exorbitant privilege, the power to finance massive deficits, project military power, and control the world's financial plumbing. This was a hegemony built on controlling a physical commodity, the bedrock of a tangible economy.
But the world is in the middle of a seismic shift. We are witnessing a great transition from an economy led by tangible capital to one dominated by intangible capital. Things like software, data, intellectual property, and brands. In this new world, the old analogies are being rewritten. Data is the new oil. AI models are the new machines. And as we'll see, cryptocurrency tokens are aspiring to become the new dollars. This transition is not happening by accident. The United States is architecting a new and even more potent global dominance for the 21st century, a token empire. This new empire isn't built on oil, but on two powerful digital pillars. First, the AI token, which represents American dominance over the creation of new knowledge and intangible assets. And second, the crypto token, which represents American leadership in the platforms that issue and trade those digital assets. This new empire operates in a borderless digital realm. It's more pervasive, more scalable, and much harder to challenge than the old petrodollar system.
And this isn't just a theory. We're seeing it unfold in real time. In 2025, the US government has rolled out aggressive policies to secure its leadership. The Winning the AI Race Action Plan is all about deregulation and speed, fast-tracking data centers and promoting the export of American AI technology. Simultaneously, the landmark Genius Act has created the first federal framework for stablecoins, requiring them to be 100% backed by U.S. Treasury bills. This essentially ties the new digital dollars directly to the U.S. government. Together, these moves signal a clear and decisive strategy.
In the rest of this series, we'll break this down further. We'll explore the deep paradigm shift from the physical, tangible, to the digital, intangible economy. We'll look at how AI is becoming a massive engine for productivity. We will dive into how financial tokenization is completely reshaping markets. We'll compare the strategic paths of the two giants in this race, the US and China. And finally, we'll bring it all together to understand the new global order of the token empire and the critical choices facing every other nation.
Make no mistake, the stakes here are incredibly high. The nations that master these new capabilities in AI and crypto will be the ones who write the rules for the future global economy, much like the nations that controlled oil and industry shaped the world we live in today. Thanks for watching. If this helped, like and subscribe, and share your questions below. We look forward to continuing our journey in the next chapter.
For a deeper dive, find The Token Empire on the Amazon Kindle store.